She didn't flinch when she said it. Her smile was steady, cruel, rehearsed. "Congratulations," she purred. "You're terminated. Take your old laptop and get out. This $10 million company is mine now. Jason will take your place. The divorce papers arrive tomorrow." Security waited by the door like vultures. Jason, the man I once called my protégé, stood behind her, smirking. I nodded slowly, like a condemned man who'd accepted his fate. I let them think they'd won. I even smiled as they walked me out. Because in exactly 5 minutes, the code buried in the company's veins would wake up. And when it did, everything she thought she owned would turn to ash. I met her when I had nothing but an idea and a second-hand laptop. She was sharp, ambitious, and ruthless in a way that thrilled me back then. Together, we built an empire out of late nights and bloodshot mornings. She told me we were a team, that she believed in me, that she'd rather starve by my side than feast with anyone else. I believed her. I trusted her. And in return, I gave her half of everything. It started small. Her phone, always face down. Late-night meetings that stretched into mornings. Perfume that wasn't hers lingering on her jacket. I told myself I was paranoid, that success changes people, schedules, habits. Then I saw her reflection once, sitting in her office, Jason's hand brushing hers. The look in her eyes was the same one she once gave me when we were hungry dreamers, plotting our rise. That was the moment the company wasn't ours anymore. It was already theirs. The evidence came easy after that. A text left open on her iPad. Bank transfers hidden in plain sight. A lawyer's draft of divorce papers labeled final version. She hadn't just betrayed me. She'd been planning this for months, step by step, erasing me from my own creation. The kind of betrayal that doesn't just cut, it cauterizes. You don't bleed, you don't scream, you just go silent inside. And in that silence, you start planning. I didn't confront her. I didn't beg, didn't rage. Instead, I played the role of the oblivious husband, the overworked founder too focused on quarterly numbers to notice his wife and protégé carving him out. But while they plotted my removal, I laid the foundation of their downfall. A single piece of code, invisible, dormant, buried deep in the architecture of the company's systems. It wasn't malware, it wasn't destructive, it was a lever, a trigger, a way to pull the floor out from under them without leaving fingerprints. I called it Genesis. All it needed was my departure, the moment I logged out for the last time. In the weeks leading up to today, I shifted assets quietly. Personal accounts, investments, ownership stakes she didn't even know existed. She thought she'd cornered me financially. She didn't know half of what I'd built lived offshore, hidden, protected. I also tied every major contract, every supplier, every client relationship to clauses that hinged on me. Remove me, and the contracts dissolved. She thought she'd inherited stability. What she inherited was quicksand. And then the code, my masterpiece. 5 minutes after my final logout, Genesis would activate. Every server would encrypt itself with a rotating key only I could unlock. The systems would choke on their own data. The accounts, the transactions, the intellectual property, all untouchable. Her empire would look intact from the outside until the day she tried to run it. So when she stood there today, savoring her little speech, I gave her what she wanted: silence, submission, a smile that looked defeated. Security flanked me, escorting me like a thief. Jason trailed, smug in his new throne. I carried my old laptop like a relic, my hands steady, my pulse calm. When the doors shut behind me, I didn't look back. Instead, I checked my watch. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I walked past reception. 3 minutes. Out onto the street. 2 minutes. 1. And then it began. I wasn't there to see it, but I could picture it perfectly. The first warning lights blinking on her dashboard. The servers freezing. The contracts dissolving. The suppliers cutting ties. Jason's face turning from arrogance to panic. Her smile vanishing as she realized the company she owned was slipping through her fingers. Every system rejecting her authority. Every line of code betraying her. By the time she called me, I knew exactly what she would say. "You bastard! What did you do?" I didn't answer. I let her hear the dial tone, the silence that matched the one she left inside me. Tonight, she sits in that glass office, staring at screens filled with error codes and locked files. Jason at her side, useless, drowning with her. And me? I'm free, with my money, with my silence, with the knowledge that I gave her everything. And when she tried to take it all, I took it back in a single perfect stroke. Revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just waits. 5 minutes. That's all it took to erase her empire. She wanted me gone. Now she gets to live with the ruins.